as I'm sure some of you guys are also doing, I am looking into the Epstein files through the FBI's website. And like the FBI doesn't actually show you anything like that they took notes on, like from their interviews. Like basically, if I got information, it was probably from the news, like the Palm Beach local news. Like it's a bunch of news stories because apparently Epstein was like a freaking psychopath. Like this guy was stalking the girls and like he had their school transcripts and he was like threatening to kill them and stuff. And so like when they went to the police, because he was acting so scary and stuff, like he hired like Alan Dershowitz, who was Trump's lawyer, and his legal team like hired private investigators to go around scaring people. And like they were scaring like the families of the teenage girls. And so like what I've said is that some of the girls I think were the wrong age, that they were tricked into thinking they were adults when they were children. Because I've talked about my life, like I slept on a twin size bed for like a year with my girlfriend when I was in college. Like I found all these little people on the internet that do sex stuff on the internet who like are girls that like, oh my gosh, I was in love with that one. Like, because like I didn't know how small they were. Like I didn't know how small I was. I think that a lot of them probably thought I was a little person because I had facial hair because they gave me puberty drugs. They gave me steroids as a child. And so, like I've looked into it, and Dershowitz was discrediting these girls with the girls use marijuana. Well, the judge knows, oh gosh, that's really bad for a legal case. They drink alcohol, the teenagers. This evidence isn't good anymore because it's like a dirty cop situation. So I found out this guy is dead, and this guy was getting girls from Eastern Europe for Epstein. So there are a lot of girls that came from this modeling agency, which is a modeling agency that works with like Nordstrom, which Nordstrom feels like, I wouldn't be surprised. Because I love Nordstrom. Oh, I just need to go to Nordstrom. Like if I could just go to Nordstrom again. I love Nordstrom. If I could just get my one hoodie that I had when I was smaller, like that's like my dream is to have a nice hoodie again. All I need is one that's like actually nice from Nordstrom. All right, so that guy's dead. He hung himself in jail too. Everyone dies in jail. So that guy was getting girls for Epstein. I don't know about him being dead. Like a lot of this, like you pretty much can only read the news articles that the FBI collected about the story because it's like we know everything from the news. That's how we know stuff. We're the FBI. We don't have the biggest budget of all time. We get it when we get information, it's basically from the news. So I haven't read all the files yet, but like it's a really weird thing reading it. Like the main cop, like from Palm Beach, like he was in charge of the Kennedy death investigation and the Kennedy rape investigation. I think the really concerning part about this situation where like this guy, Jean-Luc, who was in charge of this modeling agency, he owned 85% of it, with this other guy, Fuller, who like, I don't know his name, but, like I know that, like I know a Fuller from Waco who like I thought might be the wrong age. And so, she married my buddy from college and then he died. Like a lot of people are dead. Like that's the thing. Like when I find out about this death now, and I'm someone that actually cares about this that much, like it's like what? Like how do we not know that? Like all of the people involved with the case like are already dead, and like Epstein has 15 clients, or it's estimated that Epstein had 15 clients, and one of them is Victoria's Secret, and and I thought it was Victoria's Secret that much for a long time, like that they were like big time drug traffickers. And I always thought that Epstein was a drug trafficker, and that's why I got tricked into defending him, because I thought it was like dirty cops going after us for like, because they were against Epstein because of like the drugs he sells. Like he sells like that ecstasy. Like, I don't know if you guys have had like the different types of ecstasy, but like there's the like, oh shit ecstasy. And I thought that like they hated him because he was a chemist, but I didn't realize that like he was trafficking people, and he was like keeping the girls he has this girl's transcripts, like when they search his mansion, and like my actual opinion is like I want to see the naked girls. Like I actually do. Like if Trump is in charge, I need to see the freaking naked girls. Like because like there is no way that you guys are letting Trump stay in charge when he's like one of his only clients and all these people are dead and people are the wrong age. And like Rainbow Satanica should be in the United States with me, and we should probably like I don't know how to like not leave, and I know Italy's probably fine the most. Like I just have a feeling like it's like I just have a feeling, but like I also like am I don't know, like I hate this situation where like I am afraid of like dirty cops, because like I was saying, the person that was like almost in charge of the Epstein investigation, like he's like a Harvard guy that like isn't a Harvard guy, that like he was in charge of that police department, and it feels like that police department like in Palm Beach would be like where the Kennedy crime family is like operating out of, and like the Trumps are operating out of it, and it's like a major like super mafia destination because it's so expensive you can't afford it. And so like I thought that like that was like I hate it like when I like say that like the marijuana business is like big time, like in Colorado, out of Palm Beach, out of West Palm Beach. And like I don't know if you guys follow me on Bluesky. I've been researching the Epstein documents all day, and that led me to the Eppinger documents, because the Epstein documents don't tell you much. Eppinger, as it turns out, is connected to Meyer Lansky. So according to like the Epstein files, they were having troubles with their printers. So that's why like you can't read any of this stuff, and you can't find out that like this guy Eppinger was connected to the Russian mafia, and but at the very end of the Eppinger file, it does like say that they're connected to the Russian mafia. So this guy Lansky is a Russian mobster that I couldn't read his name, and it sounds like he's a very, very important person in the crime scene. He was like he was that important. So this is Adriana Lima. She sold her property to the second richest person in Colombia, who like I think his brother or something, or someone in his family is like the third richest person in Colombia, and they own banks called the Eagle National Bank, and Eppinger went to the Eagle National Bank. So like and it sounds like the FBI always thought he was working with Colombians in doing crimes, because like they were like because they robbed they stole these like plane tickets or something. And like someone killed this travel agent and stole all these plane tickets, like 1,500 plane tickets. And so they were trying to return the plane tickets, and they were like getting these people to return the plane tickets. But like this guy was also like doing car theft, and he was accused of being like a Russian communist. And so but Eppinger's who had prostitutes. And so like how did Virginia become a prostitute? It's from Eppinger, who's from the Russian mafia. So he's from two different Russian crime families is what it says. It looks like people were running interference for the Russian mafia by like making it very difficult to read the FBI's file if the FBI tried to read it. And specifically that section is the section on Meyer Lansky. And so looking at this led me to the banker who bought her property, and she's looking like Daisy Ridley. She's a Victoria's Secret model. Wexler was like one of Epstein's like few clients. You know, Epstein had very few clients. He had like Trump and like Wexler and some other people. Epstein had prostitutes from Eastern Europe. Like he was importing a bunch of girls from Eastern Europe. And so like that's why like when they say there are thousands of victims, like they were going to be models, and they end up being prostitutes for like old guys like Robert Kraft and stuff like that. So they were doing business in Las Vegas, Texas, New York. I feel like I didn't explain it very well. So I haven't had a very easy time researching Meyer Lansky, but it did end up not being that bad looking into the Eppinger file, because like it really did give me a lot of information about him. Like he was writing he wasn't doing bad checks like the mafia was doing when they were robbing American banks back in like the 1920s. Like what he was doing now is like they were stealing airplane tickets, and like they even murdered this person. But then he got house arrest. Like he didn't get in trouble at all. And it turned out that he was part of the Russian mafia, like, and Meyer Lansky's from the Russian mafia. But like this part like was where like I was like really confused by like what it was saying about Meyer Lansky, and about this whole about Eppinger, who was pimping Virginia before Virginia's dad was like, look, I'm gonna go get you a job with Trump. And so he got her a job at Trump's place. And then that's where Epstein found her and turned her into a prostitute again, because she was already a prostitute for the Russian mafia. And so it does mention 2 Russian mafia families. So this is a Brazilian who made $30 million selling her property at Mar-a-Lago to the second richest person in Colombia. So the second richest person in Colombia, the third richest person in Colombia, those are the Jelinskis, I think. And they're like a Jewish family that owns the banks. And they also own a bunch of banks in Spain. And so they own the Eagle National Bank. No one's allowed to know what the Eagle National Bank is. Like, would it be offensive if I like bowed and I was like, Jade Panda Bank is my bank. My bank named Jade Panda. I don't know how to do it, because apparently if you do the slanted eyes, you're in big trouble. But like, yeah, like I was thinking I should go to China and start a bank called the Jade Panda Bank, because this guy has the Eagle National Bank and he like lives like right next to Ivanka and Jared, and we've never heard of him. But like, says he's like got it's the greatest American of all time bank. I don't know what to call my bank, but she's looking like Daisy Ridley there. She didn't used to look like that. She's a Victoria's Secret model. So I talked about how the Victoria's Secret models are drug traffickers a lot of the time. And so, like, I've known that for a very long time. And so I think you have to pay them. And so I think that, like, probably Daisy Ridley, we know you're the greatest criminal in the world. No, you're not. We know you're not the best criminal, because I would never not know it's you. And the best criminal would be like, if, what's her name? No, I'm not Kristen Stewart. I don't know why my head said Kristen Stewart. What's her name? The blonde girl that oh man, I don't even know. So I just wanted to show this part where they're not actually called like a family. Like if we were talking about a Russian crime family, we would talk about the Trumps, right? Or the Epsteins, probably. I don't know exactly who we talk about. Maybe the Eppingers. And we definitely talk about the Lanskys. Here we see like that, like the person that was pimping Virginia Giuffre or Giuffre, that's what I heard her name is, Giuffre, was from the Ismailovskaya organization and the Kazanskaya organization. So I don't think that's actually a name. I think it's like the Norteños and Sureños, because it's like a region of Russia. And so what do we know about the Trumps? They got all their money from Russia. So like Epstein was Trump's money manager. Like he moved all this money to the Cayman Islands or to the Virgin Islands. And all that money came from Russian banks. And so like what we know about the Trumps is that Virginia, who's dead and was a prostitute for the Russian mafia, for this guy Eppinger, and she would have noticed it. Like she's like, everyone around me doesn't speak English probably, and so that was like where she sold her property to the richest Colombian, second richest person in Colombia, and Colombia is known for like cocaine trafficking. Like I've talked a lot about how like it's that's like what the mafia is doing is trafficking like drugs and stuff. All right, so Virginia, who died because she decided to go to Australia, is my opinion, is that she made a bad decision on where she went. She was a prostitute for the Russian mafia before she became a prostitute through Trump's place, but Trump didn't know anything. He was so furious at Epstein for getting all those girls to be prostitutes there, but Epstein sure did get him the giant condom, so that was cool. All right, so yeah, so it's crazy how this is all. It's crazy how obvious it is that Trump's like a human trafficker. Like he traffics in very young girls who don't know their age. I talked about, or I don't know if it was in any of the videos, Eppinger's first job was at Butler Chevrolet in Massachusetts, in Boston. He's from Boston, where I found out that I was from, and my family's the Butlers. Like, my mom always tells me we're the Butlers. But I went to my mom's nursing home after probation because I had to get coolant for my engine because I have a light on, and my brother won't pay for it. So, like, I have to go to my mom because he wants me to, like, talk to him, and I don't talk to him. Like, he wants me to, like, go to a mechanic, and all I have to do is put in some coolant. And so I get there, and I, like, told her about the Epstein documents, and she, like, got kind of mad. And she was like, "Don't talk to me about the Epstein documents. I don't want to hear about this." Because I showed her, like, the tampering, like, that someone was, like, tampering with the documents, and they were hiding this information about the Russian mafia, that, like, Virginia was getting pimped by the Russian mafia before her dad got her a job with Trump. And she was mad, and so she got mad at me, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "You're not Russian mafia, are you?" I was like, "Are you Russian mafia?" And she was like, "I assure you, no one here is Russian mafia." And so, like, I was like, "Well, good news is that, like, we're gonna go get some good food this time. Last time the food sucked, so, like, let's make sure we get good food this time. Like, let's go get Japanese food." And she was like, "Are you gonna behave yourself?" And I was like, "Oh, am I gonna behave myself? Bye." And I was like, "I'm leaving, and I don't care about fixing my car, because, like, I don't care if I have no money." And because, like, if you be rude to me, like, she was just rude the whole time, and then she was rude again. I was like, "Well, I'm not gonna, like, hang out with you while you're being rude." And so, like, if you don't know about my family, like, I come from a sex trafficking family. My age was changed by over 10 years. Like, I know, like, tons of, like, European and, like, Eastern European and Russian girls that are doing sex work on the internet. Like, this whole situation, like with these girls doing Christmas stuff, like, when it's, like, the summertime, started because, like, all my friends are, like, their twins are prostitutes on the internet, and, like, I'm a clone, and, like, I found my brother's clone, like, a million times. And so, like, my family does do sex trafficking, and my mom's, like, the sweetest person in the world, and that's why, like, I'm wondering if is Ghislaine Maxwell, like, the best ever? Like, there's, like, one person in the world you love, it's Ghislaine Maxwell. Like, I would wonder, like, there's, like, one person that you think is, like, the most incredible person of all time, it might be Ghislaine Maxwell. Like, I'm wondering if that's, like, what she's actually like. Because I'm not saying that's it's someone else, I know. Because if I do know Ghislaine, she's the most wonderful person of all time. So, yeah, my mom doesn't get nervous about the Russian mafia tampering with FBI documents. And it's like 3 a.m, but I'm a super genius, so I've been reading the actual Epstein documents, and apparently they do exist, and they're, like, it's like your nightmare trying to go through them. I was reading the FBI Epstein documents, and that's what was there. And like I talked about, I found this guy, Meyer Lansky, and this is, I guess, going to be my final video in a series on YouTube, where I think that's my mom's twin. That's Teddy Lansky. What's my mom's name? Ted. But it's not her name. Her name's Mary. But, like, if we're in Chicago and we're with, like, her family, or if we're in, like, South Texas, her family's from, like, Illinois mainly, and from, like, Iowa. But I only know people from Illinois, and some of them are in England. Like, they call her Ted. So that's Teddy. If you showed me that picture and said, "There's Teddy with Uncle Meyer," I would be like, "Okay, cool." I like that picture of her, because she did look like that. This is what Meyer Lansky's wife looked like, Teddy. This is what Ted looks like, my mom. So is it possible that my mom was Meyer Lansky's wife? She would be, like, almost 90 years old, or, like, about 90 years old right now. She's about 90 years old, maybe. That would never, ever, 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 ever surprise me if she was 90 years old. How old is she right now? 70 something. I don't know. She was born in 52, supposedly. But like, does she look like that right now? I mean, that was at my sister's wedding. That's the only picture I have of her. But she used to look like that. I mean, she really did. And so she would have had to marry my dad when she was like older, but she still looked young, because she might have had some plastic surgery work. Her body is a 90-year-old body. Like I said, like the way I found this guy was by looking at the Epstein documents that I had and seeing and like trying to actually figure out who it's talking about, which is this is about a Russian gangster. And like I think it's going to be very, very difficult to actually read the Epstein documents without a computer, is what I actually think. Like I need a computer program. I need to run OCR on the Epstein documents. And once I run OCR on the like optical character recognition to turn it into text, I'm going to probably go back to bed. But if my mom is Ted Lansky, or Teddy Lansky, because my mom, like everyone calls her Ted, and that's what she looked like as a kid. This is her. This is who's supposed to be Teddy Lansky. So like my family's from Chicago. Her dad was an accountant. That guy was an accountant for the mob. That guy built the Flamingo Hotel. So he was Bugsy Siegel's best friend. He was, based on what I've been reading in here, like the head of the Russian mafia, but he was part of like the Bugsy Siegel crime family. It was running alcohol. So they built Las Vegas, and Bugsy Siegel was a huge pimp. And so he was partners with Lucky Luciano, and Lucky Luciano went to jail. Like I was born like probably in like 98 or something like that. She died supposedly in like the late 90s. But I don't know when my mom would have switched out and became my mom, who is Mary, in Texas. So is her name Ted at all? No, it's not her middle name. But like if you showed me that and you were like, there's Ted with Uncle Meyer, or anyone else, like I'd be like, yeah, I do know it's Ted, which is my mom. I don't think she looks like her. I think she looks like my mom. Yeah, like my grandpa was like the CEO of a company that was like the biggest supplier of food in the United States. He went to Yale. He didn't graduate. My mom was a parole officer in Houston, so that would mean that like she ended up, but like I don't know if that was actually I don't know when people switch out, if they're changing identities. I know that like if I'm married to that guy, I might just go, yes, please let me leave. Oh, I'm done. You can go have sex with all your prostitutes. I'm going to go live a different life. I'm going to go raise a genius kid. But I don't know for sure that that's my mom's actual twin, or if it's actually my mom. Because like I've said, like my mom would be like 90 years old right now, which like no one would ever not think that my mom was 90 years old. Like when I was a child, or when I was like in college, like everyone always called my mom my grandma. You never believe they called that lady my grandma. Oh, is your